Assalamualaikum. A very good morning. I'm going to share my screen now. And so what I plan to do for this last class or last video is to touch a couple of things. Um, Number one is that when you do this, delete that for a while, that first. Remember we have done this example in the last video. What we can do next is probably you say instead of having this drawing, I want to this view, this front view. I want to have a view that is cross sectional, so that I can see the internal side. So which part is solid and which part is hollow. So that way, that one we can go here to 3D modeling and perhaps go to layout and yeah, have a bunch of options here. Maybe in this case, what we want to do is a full full section from this top view. Remember, we are still in third angle projection. So I can choose this view and choose to start uh, cutting from here. Can go a little bit outside and finish it somewhere here. I can zoom in a little bit and maybe, yeah, finish it here. Okay, I can go either up or down. So let's say I want to go down and I want to have something that will replace this front view. So let me put it over here first. Later, what you can do is you can delete this and replace it with this view. Okay, I can have it with the section hatch, or I can turn it off. But because I want to know which part is solid, so I have to turn it on. So let me click OK to that. Maybe bring everything a little bit down, further down. And what we can see here is that we have this hatch area that shows which part is solid in that cutting plane. However, you see, even for the thin web or rib is also section. So this is not correct according to the convention. Drawing convention says that this part, which is thin, there are three parts that uh, we do not section or we do not cross hatch. There are ribs, like this one is a um, rib spoke, and also anything that is thin, rib spoke or stiffener. So in this case, we can in AutoCAD we can create other lines like polylines, maybe from there. Create this line, and I'm gonna try to match this line that we just created to a certain I guess I'll call it in the MD visible. This is generated by AutoCAD, and this line is set. Okay. So what I'm gonna do after creating this additional boundary line that depicts the boundary for the rib or stiffener. So what I'm gonna do next is to trim. So we pick the hatch and also the line that we just created, except of which is right click on the mouse button and then pick this part to delete. Okay, so now this is the correct section. We can replace this one with the one that we just created. Okay, see, so this is the view that we see according to the arrow shown here in the cutting plane. All right. Next, I have this example. This is a spoke. This is spoke where we have this, and actually this spoke is created um, in a very fancy way. So I think we can try to reproduce that. That situation I created it with the hub in the middle using cylinder. I think the center was 0, 0. Diameter was something like 30, and then I go up about 15. Or maybe I can make it like 20. 20. So this is the hub, and before I go further, I can create other layers. Maybe make a bunch of different layers with different colors. You like different colors. Uh, Green, red, that green, and something of yeah. Let's go with that. Okay. Let's say this one. Change it to this layer. All right. Z. Okay. So that's our hub. Let's look this in X-ray, and then we can create a what we call a torus. Torus is like donut. Do you eat donut? You like donuts? So we can have this donut also centered at 0, 0 down there. Maybe I'm gonna give it 200, 200 as the diameter, or make that a diameter. Diameter is 200, and the diameter of the donut, the girth diameter is let's say is in. So maybe put this in another layer. Okay, and then the third one I'm gonna do is to change this to wireframe. I'm gonna give a bit darker color. Maybe this one for a little bit. Okay, in the middle, I can create a bunch of different uh, shapes. Maybe let's try to work with uh, this one, uh, which is time up. What for this? Try to do this ellipse, big ellipse like that. Bujur ellipse, and then after ellipse, I have this rectangle. Rectangle. I'm gonna move this rectangle to the center. Put it there. And then lastly, I want it to be a circle. Circle. Okay. All right. So this is just for fun. So what I'm gonna do is to move this thing. Okay, move this profiles or shapes that I have just created. Rotate it 90 degrees and move this up a little bit to the middle. So let's move it like 10 to the middle. And this one, I wanna also rotate it by 90 degrees, 90 degrees, and move this out maybe 100. Oh, that's all the way. So move this back by to 50, 50. Okay, and then even this torus or this donut, I want to move it down. Uh, how much? By 10. By 10. 10. And this one, I also rotate it using this 3D rotate 90 degrees. Then move this out 100 all the way to the torus 100 and move it down again with this thing uh, 10 so that it'll be inside the torus. So I can see if I can have this thing rotated. So you see, I have this the an ellipse inside the hub, and then this is somewhere in the middle, hanging yeah, hanging like that, and the circle is inside the torus. So what I'll do next is to create a loft. So this is something that we have done before, but it was from circle, big circle to a small circle. So this is like you can create many shapes like intake manifold using this thing, or the shape of the wing of an aircraft, or some blade. So you can use this thing. So you can create this, and this, and you have created a spoke that is of different cross section. So I'm gonna say enter to that and gonna just use those cross section to build this spoke. So we got ourselves a spoke like that. I can rotate it to see. It looks cool, isn't it? It looks cool, doesn't it? It does. But what we have to do next is to union it. State of the union. So union to add them all together, make them all coherent. So you'll follow the first one that we choose. But actually, let's undo that. I don't want just to have one spoke. What I want to have is to have more. So let's have a 3 spoke. So that one I can use this thing, polar array, not polar Abdul, but polar array. So I'm gonna click this object, accept it, accept meaning right click on the mouse, and then this one, I can pick this one, or if I know the Z is the axis, I can also go to axis of rotation. I can just click that one. All right. So you can just again undo that. So you can do that, or you can just use the middle. That one. All right. That one is easier. So the number of spoke, I just want to have like how many spokes? And let's say I want to have three, 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 and there'll be 120 degrees between each between two spokes, and then I'm gonna say yes to that. So and before we finish it, we can just union them all together, and we get ourselves a nice spoke. It's like it looks like a steering wheel. Okay, so for the drawing that we want to produce, we can go here. You can go ahead do the setting up of the paper and put your title block and whatnot. But I'm gonna skip that. And let you do that thing. So let's check one thing. Let's do it in third angle, and let's put in a base. So I want the top view to be the base. Top view to be the base. That is a good base. So I'm gonna click OK to that. Just one view for now. And then for the front view and side view, I think we only have either one of that because for this part, only two view is enough to describe it. Okay. Um, so for this one, maybe you can have what I'm gonna show you is this align. Line. I want to start it from say here, here to the center, and then to this direction. Okay, after you're done, you click enter or something like that, and you choose this direction, or you can go up. So let's choose this direction. Okay, let's go further down a bit. All right, so and here turn this thing on, and let's click OK for now. So this is what you get. The cross hatch is supposed to cover all the way, all the way. I think for this one, when I edit the view, let's go a bit bigger. I think can do that, and let's say OK to that, and move this thing a little bit down, and yeah, the hatching is supposed to cover all the way, both side, not just this side, but also on this side. But for some reason, it's not giving the right thing. So anyway, like I said, uh, the the spoke is not supposed to be hatched. It's considered as something thin, even though it's not really thin. But the convention is that the spoke we do not hatch it. So what I'm gonna do is click here, edit the view, and undo this hatching. So we have to do a little bit of, let me turn on the line width. We have to do a little bit of editing here. So what kind of editing is that? So let's add some lines. For example, this is the line that you want to add. Uh, just add another line here, and we have to have this part. It's a circle. So what I'm trying to do is to add some boundary, additional boundary. But actually, these lines should be of a certain layer, which was already generated, which is this layer, hidden, visible, MD visible, MD visible, and okay, and then for the hatching, we need that. Um, we can go under here under draw, go to hatching. So this is the part that say we use this NC31. This is the part that we want to be hatched. This one, okay, and this one. Maybe I can choose zero point 0.5 here. Maybe 0.8. Okay, 0.8 seems good. So this one, I think I'm gonna delete that for now. So I can, instead of that, I can put here to here. And this line, change it to the MD visible. And from there, I can add that hatching. But these hatches need to be in certain. They can go one by one. Just we go to hatching. Hatching. Maybe let's undo. Uh, Turn this to the right layer first, and then do the hatching. Hatch this one, and this one. All right. All right. Then you can put in the, since this is something like uh, annotation. Yeah, maybe you can add layer for that. Okay, so the other thing like dimension and center lines, you can add that as you go on. Okay, next thing I want to show is the or touch is on the topic of um, topic of uh, blocks. For example, if you are doing circuit, people in the electrical engineering do circuit, and people in the even mechanical engineering, we have a lot of circuits too, like pneumatic circuit, hydraulic circuit. Those are things that you might be seeing. So, so you can create the symbols, the symbols. Actually, some of the symbols you can have it by going to view, and this is make sure you are in drafting, view, and then where's view? View, and then here is called Design Center, AutoCAD Design Center, DC. Maybe you can call DC. DC. So it'll be so the command is DC. DC, and that Design Center will pop up, and it is found under AutoCAD. So the folder is under program files, and then you go to find Autodesk, then find AutoCAD 2019 or whatever version that you have, and then look for sample. Under sample, you go to uh, NUS, and then you can find Design Center. So under sample, I think if you click that Design Center, you'll find this first, then go to US, and then Design Center. So what I see here is a bunch of different field of studies or field of engineering work. So if you want to see fastener or screws, you can just click there. You have a bunch of metric fasteners as well. So if I double click that and then go to blocks, so I have a bunch of 2D blocks, 2D drawings. For example, if I want to have this hex head, I just click that and drag it over there. So I have myself a hex head that I can work with. So, but they are in 2D. So if I wanted to see it on the side, so I click that and just bring it over here. So that's my, and of course you can enlarge or make it smaller. You can rescale it as needed. So let's see what are the, so if you have electrical power, so these are a bunch of things that probably this is for motor, this is for silicon control rectifier, um, electronics. So you have a bunch of things like this, like AC, battery, um, diode. So you can just click that and put here, oh, that's my diode. You need a speaker, pulse speaker, click that. So, and of course, you can draw this if you know the dimension, or maybe just uh, uh, if you know the dimension, maybe you can look it up. You can Google what is the dimension for. I think we have gone through the dimension for some of the screw hex head, but even for other symbols, you can look into how you want to, how you can draw these symbols. Um, but you can definitely, if you that thing, those things in the design center is not complete. Definitely, you can maybe buy a more complete set, or maybe you can create your own. You can create your own. For example, you can create. Let me delete those. For example, I want to create my own battery. Go to home. So let's say I have my battery like this. Just want to have one battery, single battery, cell battery, and get it longer. And I can, because I know in my drawing, my work, I will be using this a lot, so I can turn this into this thing, block. So before this thing, I know this is not available. I can create it. I can create, give it a name. Maybe I'm gonna name it battery. Battery. So pick a base point, maybe this one, and pick this whole thing to be what you want to create. You'll see your symbol shown there. Make sure this is the base unit, millimeter or mm or whatever unit that you choose, and then click OK. So when you want to insert, you see you have this also available. These are some of the blocks that you already use from the design center, and this is the one you just created. And this is not from the design center. This is what you created yourself. And for maybe I need a switch. I can draw a switch. How to draw a switch? Maybe something like that. Uh, so this is something to complete your circuit. And I don't know, maybe a bunch of circles like that. I don't know. I'm just creating this for fun. This too big. Make it a little bit smaller. Okay, let's say I call this my switch, um, and let's create another block called Swiss. That's in Malay, and this is the base, and this is the whole switch thingy. And I have that symbol already created. So I have to what we call that. Uh, so if I want to insert, now I already have Swiss also available. And say I want to have another thing like a chair. Want to create a chair? Yeah, create my own chair. Create my own chair. Maybe this is my chair, just for fun. Undo that, and then close. So this is my chair. So I'm gonna create something that I can call. So because sometimes people use this for in home design or internal interior design. So you see a lot of this thing. Let's make a chair. Okay, select that thing, the base to be like that, and you have that created. And maybe maybe a bed. How do you create a bed? I think she have bed a lot. Bed. This is your pillow. So usually they have a blanket like that and something this effect. Okay, let's say this is your single bed. So let's create this katil. In Malay we call it katil. I know in Indonesia kasur. Let's pick a base and let's pick this whole thing to be the bed. All right, so I have myself. If I click here into insert, I have all these things, no, 4 things, and perhaps I can save this thing, this file as my my design, my design, my design. So in my design, I have this bunch, three, call this, um, three, four, four blocks. If I create another, um, look at ISO, I want to insert that blocks. You see, in this new file, I do not have anything because those things that I did in the another file, the other file called my design, it's not remembered here. It's not remembered here. So if I want to, I can browse. I can browse, look for that thing. Okay, these are some of the things that I have done before. Um, but can I see it from? Let me see my design. So my design will open this whole thing. So yeah, that's not what I want. So what? I'm gonna cancel that. So what I can do is a few things. Maybe I can um, maybe I can go back to my design and say these things instead of uh, block that is I can use only within this file. I can say WBlock, WB, not Warner Brothers, and I can say uh, I can choose either objects or I can just choose because I already created these blocks, so I can choose one by one. So for example, this new block, um, I can go to battery. I can choose where I want to store it. Maybe I want to change it to put it in this folder. So I still call it battery and save. And now if I go to this new drawing and I want to insert, I can browse for that. I can go browse for that and find that in here, so battery. All right, so this is my, I can find this because I make it a W block. Uh, W block means it's wall block, so it's available uh, across the files. So it's not limited to the files that where I created it. All right, another way is to perhaps um, you can also go uh, to my computer. Where is my computer? This PC. Uh, yeah, maybe this one. So you have to go to program files and look for Autodesk, AutoCAD. And then we go to sample, and then after sample, NUS. design center. So what you can also do is to go there and go find that file, my design. Where's my design? This one. So I'm gonna try to put it over here. Okay, so I have to uh, close it, close in AutoCAD. So close my design first, and then try to do that again. So now I have my design in that folder. So what I'm gonna do is I can also go here in this new file, and I can go to Design Center, DC, or you can go to View, AD Center, or you can go to View, go over here, and then over here under Design Center, see if you can find my design. So there it is. Go to blocks, and you have these things, all these things. So you can click the bed cartel and put it here, and that works. All right, people. I think I have covered all the things that I plan to cover. Oh yeah. Before that, I forgot. There's another thing that perhaps is good to also learn is what we call this. But this is just going to be a very short, brief introduction. If you take mechanisms or mechanics of machines, maybe in the third year, so probably you can use this thing. For example, let's add another. This one, make it thicker. Make it different color. Okay, for example, I have this thing, this line, and this line, and this line. And let's change them to the layer that we created. So what we can do is I want to make a machine out of this. So machine out of that. So we can go to parametric, and let's lock the size of this thing or the dimension. So this is the size of this member or link. I'm gonna hit enter. Don't hit spacebar, hit enter. Do the same thing, align for this one here to here. So what I'm doing here is to, if you know the dimension that say this one I want it to be 70, so you can put 70. So that will become 70. So I can also change this. So say I want it to be 25. So that will be 25. And then this one from there to here. Say make it um, what 90 90, so a bit longer, huh? So let's delete these bad boys. So here I can use For this thing, I want it to rotate along around a certain center. So that center is pivot. So I'm gonna click that. So what I'll do is now I can rotate this thing around that pivot. I'll do the same thing over here. Click this padlock or pedayam, and because we already locked the length, I can do this thing. And what I'll do next is to connect all these three. So let's connect using this coincidence. So coincident that with this, you have this blue dot, meaning that is the hinge or the pin joint, and let's connect that to that. So now I can click here and turn this machine like this, back and forth, back and forth. So in machine, this is called uh, crank crank rocker. The one that can rotate fully 360 is crank, and the one that go back and forth is the rocker. So this is under parametric, and this is very useful. You can change this to different different length in the say 75, and it will change accordingly. And I can have another line, say another line here, and maybe I can set that, and I can also give dimension on the angle. For example, I want to see um, okay, what is the dimension. Let's put dimension angular thing here to here. Right now is 70. Um, so I want to know as we change this angle, what is the new angle for that? So for that one, I can go here, I guess, angular. So between that and this, okay, right now this is 30. So that is 30. So if I want to change that to 45, so this one will change. Change this to 75, enter. So this will change. Okay. So this might be useful for you in your future classes, or maybe even your career. Okay. Once again, I guess this should be it. Let me stop my sharing, and hope to see you guys in other classes. And for those who have not finished or done your homework or assignment, maybe you did not turn in anything, I suggest you contact me and try to submit. Otherwise, I'll give 0 for you in terms of assignment. I think most of you guys did well in the test, and I pray for the best for you guys in other classes as well. And stay safe, stay healthy. May God bless you, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum. Have a good day. Have a good life. Bye bye.